They were sworn enemies who had hated each other since childhood. After one drunken night, they somehow ended up in the same bed, and things nearly turned deadly. The scene of the two of them half-dressed was caught on the spot by the girl's parents. She thought they were about to receive a brutal scolding, but instead, both families were overjoyed. After all, the two families had been close friends for generations and had long hoped these two rivals would end up together. On the spot, the parents decided on their engagement and urged them to quickly register and get married. The girl exploded the moment she heard this. She would rather stay single for the rest of her life than marry the jerk who had opposed her since childhood. While everyone wasn't paying attention, she ran away from the engagement. What she didn't know was that this enemy she despised had secretly been in love with her for many years. After waiting over 20 years for this chance, how could the man possibly let her escape so easily? He immediately came up with a ruthless plan and had her father freeze all of her bank cards. Completely unaware of this, the girl was still at an auction, spending a large sum to bid on a jade bracelet. When she tried to pay, she was told her card had been frozen. Panicking, she quickly called her father, but he only left her with one sentence: when she figured things out and agreed to get married, he would unfreeze her cards. With no financial support, the girl had no choice but to lower herself and borrow money from friends. To her shock, everyone avoided her and refused to help. It turned out the man had already spread the word anyone who dared lend her money would face the consequences. At that moment, a scheming woman who had long been secretly in love with the man appeared. She pretended to be warm while mocking the girl, saying she was now a pitiful nobody without backing. She deliberately humiliated her, saying that if the girl knelt down and begged, she would consider helping. With no other way out, the girl swallowed her pride and went to the man to borrow money. Seeing her come to him voluntarily, the man was secretly delighted. This was exactly the result he wanted. Once she could no longer hold on, she would immediately agree to marry him. When lending her money, he deliberately held back and only gave her just enough for basic needs. With no income, the girl became completely dependent on him. Wherever the man went, she followed, claiming it was to repay him for saving her, but in reality, she was just freeloading for food and shelter. The man saw through her immediately and exposed her little trick. The girl stubbornly insisted she was sincere, but he didn't believe her. To force her to agree to marriage, the man began teasing her on purpose and even made her call him older brother. With no choice, she softly called out, "Please, brother." That single sentence made the man overjoyed. He thought he finally had her. But the next moment, he was doused with cold water. The girl used his money to attend a party and was even intimately dancing with another man on stage. The sight made him furious. He stormed forward and carried her away on the spot. Fueled by alcohol, the girl gathered her courage and tried to confess her feelings. The man took her straight back to the hotel. In her daze, she unconsciously called his name. Seizing the opportunity, the man coaxed her into marrying him. The girl instead pointed at a necklace and asked him to put it on. The moment he saw the necklace, he froze, but in the end, he agreed. When he turned around wearing it, the girl stared in shock. She hadn't expected her sworn enemy to be so handsome when serious. The next morning, after sobering up, the girl panicked when she saw the man beside her. He smiled and asked if she was regretting it. She tried to play dumb, but he directly pulled out his phone, full of evidence of their intimate interactions from the night before. Her face flushed red, and with no way out, she reluctantly agreed to marry him on one condition: their relationship must remain secret for the time being. Just like that, they registered their marriage.